What's the furthest you can go in a Mega Days as a free-to-play player? Yes, we are going to cover spending people and the spreadsheet, which I talked about for a while, which I've been working on since 30th of April? Yeah, 30th of April when this was set up. Is available in the link in the description. We're going to be going over point farming processes in this video. And of course, I'll be talking about, how I'm getting some of these points. You're going to leapfrog. There's so many things to go over. Let's get into it. So to kick things off, check out the link in the description if you want to check out the spreadsheet for yourself without having to listen to me. But of course, look, if you want to follow the process, you're going to have to learn a little bit along the way. One of the first things is Delta missions. Guess what? You need to go to Delta missions or do Delta missions to get some of these particular crystals, which are Cavalier Omega crystals. You grab them as soon as you're starting off on your process. So we've grabbed them right there. You're quite simply going to your crystal area. You're then finding, oh, there's Cavalier Omega crystals. I'm popping them open. I've got that. Okay, fine. What has that done, Rich? Well, it's got you some points. And what happens with points? Well, it takes you up the milestones. So then we come back out of here. We then go over to the tab on the solo events and we go, oh look, we've just made some points in Delta Route. But I'm a Valiant player and other people are Paragon players. Where do I get points? Well, guess what? Add more points to the Alpha Route. In the Alpha Route, you'll be able to pick up some of the spicy crystals, which are going to be things like these Paragon Omega crystals. Paragon Omega crystals get points. Points take you further up on both the Alpha route right there, and for those that have it, the Omega Charge route right there. So that's kind of the event explained in a nutshell. There's no rank to that particular event, which is great. So this is all going to be down to how far do you want to go in it? I don't know why I'm pointing at how far do you want to go? Well, we've got an answer to that and a process of how to get the 7-star, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Yes, it will require units. That's unfortunately the event. How many units am I putting in? Well, we'll find out. So right off the bat, just to kind of go a bit further on the process, is that if you get with units some of the mega crystals, so Valiant mega crystals or Cavalier, whatever you're getting mega crystals wise, as soon as you get them and open them up, you will leapfrog a lot of the processes that I've set out. The reason I'm mentioning it this way is because it's set up around people that aren't going to be investing a lot of units, or at least looking for free what you invest in first before making the decision to then invest further. Guess what? Investing about 5,700 units will likely get you the 7-star. That's the video. Goodbye, everybody. But no, we've got to go a bit further to kind of explain a few more things because it's not as simple as that. There are other types of elements to it. Yeah, if you spend a load of units, as I said, I will keep repeating that. If you spend a load of units now, you will leapfrog a lot of these processes. But you have to really make a decision how much these glittering lights are of these like brand new crystals and like, oh, I want to invest loads of units and oh, it's so exciting. But the RNG could sting you. You may be looking at the event going like, well, I've invested in a load of units and I've not really got anything out of it that I really wanted to get, especially because a lot of the best things when it comes to milestones are going to be further behind a large amount of unit investment first, especially if you are focused on a mega charge, which as you go down further, even the units that you get, reinvesting it back in again will not feel that you've mitigated if you're not going to be getting at anything out from this event that's going to make substantial improvements to your roster. Like to get down to as further as like a 7-star champion, a mega selector, some of the signature stones, and even like the Omega Awakening gem are going to require an extensive amount. I think when we worked out some of the sums, it was not an astronomical, but it's still a large amount of investment into this. I think on the rough kind of like elements of my estimations is that you'll need 36,000. Let's get the arrow actually for this one. You'll need 36,000 extra units to get a mega charge 100% for spicy items. That is quite a huge investment of your units. So that's something to bear in mind. And again, as I said, this is down to how far you want to go and what's worth it. I mean, just quickly, I plan to only spend about 1,500 units. I've budgeted that. It will otherwise take too much of a dent into my potential July 4th like deals that I'm saving up for, or a massive opening when it comes to banquet event or Cyber Weekend 2024. More on that in another video in the next couple of weeks. But this is, it's important. This is why I've done this spreadsheet, and I've done this with so many tabs to give scenarios. We're also covering uncollected and Thronebreaker players, because I want to cover as many people as possible to give you perspective. And also when it comes to 0 units, I've set up a process that looks into, okay, well, what happens if you just want to invest in no units and you want to take from this event? Because you can actually take from the event. Okay, if I just zoom this into this right now, it sets out a process. So to begin the milestone, you begin at milestone 6 with 34 points from opening cavs at 1 point each. That is from the Delta missions. And Delta missions wise, I'm at the moment, as I'm recording this video, I'm just running it in auto fighting in Road to Labyrinth, mainly because I don't have the time, as I'm trying to record this video and put this out in a very timely fashion. So do bear that in mind. You also, when you got up to that particular milestone point, you'll be able to open 4 Omega Paragon crystals from Alpha Route. You are now on 42 points in Alpha Route, putting you up to milestone 8. You are at this point, you are not on the board with milestones in Omega Charge. Open up 5 Omega Paragons you get from Alpha Route for 10 points. You are now on 52 points in Alpha Route, putting you up to milestone 10. You have also just unlocked milestone 1 of Omega Charge. Open up 5 Mega Crystals from Alpha and the 2 from Omega Charge, which is 7 crystals. And that you are now on 66 points in the Alpha Route, putting you up to milestone 13 in Omega Charge, and you now have 32 points, unlocking milestone 3. Open 2 Omega Crystals from Omega Charge, and you end. So doing all these particular 5-point processes with 0 units investment, you will pocket from the milestone 600 units. Those 600 units will be the ones from the milestone. That gives you a bit of an idea right there on that. If you are looking to, and look, some people may want to do that. You may want to pocket those 600 units. I'm personally not, and that is just because I want to get a bit further down into it. I was thinking about that 7-star, but the more that I think about it, is like, that's 5,700 units gone, where I've got a load of 7-stars to open up at the moment. I don't know. I'm looking at things from a point of view of, if I wanted to, I want the things that are at 36,000 units. I'm not going to get there, so I've got to be a bit of a realist on the subject. Because if you do want the 7-star, you're going to have to invest into it. This is very much for Paragon players. I'll talk about uncollected and players and Thronebreaker players in a minute to end the video. But yeah, if you just go 5,700 units right now into opening up these crystals, you'll unlock milestones from the various different points right here. And some of those milestones will be getting you down further to a point where you're at 116 points for Alpha Route and 82 points for Omega. And banked units. So you'll bank 2,700 units from milestones, reinvest them back in for 9 Omega Paragon crystals and Valiant crystals, or Valiant crystals. And you earn 18 points. Whack them open, and you'll potentially, if my estimations are correct, you'll end your session, you'll end your grind, if I can click on the arrow, there we go, at 134 points, and that should net you the 7-star. So look, there's plenty of opportunity out there if you want to invest in your unit to get back something from it. And as I said, and I will keep pointing out, it is down to you how much you feel you want to invest into this. When you total it up, it is totaling a lot of money the further you go. I've set up an additional process that looks at how much you get from investing 4,200 units, 3,000 units, and what I'm going to be going for, which is a bit pitiful, but it's 1,500 units. I'm doing this on a budget mainly because I don't want to lose a substantial amount of units so close to July 4th deals, as I want to see what my options, my opportunities are for this. So yeah, that's really it. I don't think there's anything more to say. This is a pretty simple route. All these are pretty simple things to kind of get involved with. If you're an uncollected or Thronebreaker player, if you are looking to, I thought I set out actually something. Yes, I did. Sorry. I sometimes need to focus on my own work, what I'm doing. Yes, I have set out something for uncollected and uncollected Cavalier and Thronebreaker players. If you want the 7-star Omega Crystal from Alpha Route, it will cost you 18,450 units. So Don't say I don't put out guides for people like lower than Paragon and Valiant, but look, there you go. It is a bit doom and gloomish, but at least gives you a perspective that it is possible. Again, it's down to how many units you have, how much you're willing to invest, what you want to get out of this, and also making sure you're not over-investing so close to something like July 4th deals, which you may want to save up for, especially with this particular this particular event being very much driven around new sparkly things like Mega Valiant crystals, and that may kind of like, I'm not saying cloud your judgment, but I'd say that it's something that will tantalize you to make that decision of whether you want it. And people will do it. You know, I'm not spending on this event. I haven't spent since December of 2021, and I plan to continue that particular way. And that's been a video. Check out the spreadsheet. As I said, thank you very much for watching. That has been your guide on the matter. More videos to break down certain things when it comes to tips and tricks around this event coming very soon. Have a lovely day and enjoy this event. I'm going to enjoy this event, and I hope you are too. Bye-bye for now.